Good night, Sergio. Your mic is off.
Sorry, guys. Good evening, everyone, and I'm glad to have you on here. I'm sorry for that, Mike. Um, Today is another day of training. I will be doing capacity building. Carlos will be presenting on it. Remember to sign up the attendance list. The link will be shared through the to the chat group. Also, we have been receiving some Model C canvas so that we can provide our feedback. Please remember
At
that these
Strategy and we believe
will not be used for grading at this point, right? It's just to provide the feedback. Um, Also, remember to sign up to the Google Classroom. And if you have any issues signing up, please let us know. The email will be provided shortly, as well as the phone numbers, right? Carlos, over to you.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, Carlos, over to you.
Okay. I am sharing my slide. Not sure if it's showing up there. Okay. Um, well, tonight the topic will be organizational capacity. Um, Basically, I wanted to mention that organizational capacity, we are going to see it in the context of the C canvas. It has many elements, I think, at the end of the canvas, and therefore this the training is very important and relevant, not to the for you to be able to fill out additional components in the C canvas. So let us begin. Um, what is organizational capacity? Um, well, as the word implies, no, it has to do um, basically with the fact of understanding the strength, but also understanding what are some of the components that your organization has to be able to do, and also what are some of the materials, equipments needed, product or services that is offered to your clients. No, um, it is important to understand that um, if you don't understand fully your organizational capacity, it becomes very difficult in order for you to be able to fix or even take many of those components that can help you achieve whatever goal you intend to achieve, no, as your business. Then, as I mentioned in the last section of the C model, these are some of the elements that appear there as part that are important that you need to capture in this training. No, um, this includes the team, partners, key activities, and resources. And we are going to go deeper into understanding each of those elements. No, and the first one has to do a lot with the team. Um, as you can see there, um, whenever you're going to be um, assisting an organization or even your own business, it is important to understand that you need to have a good team in place. No, many times organizations, because of resources, sometimes the person is one man band. No, that means that the one person does almost everything. Well, in this case, it is important, but at the same time, it is important for you to understand your limitations. No, but when you have several people working along with you, well, you form a team. and basically, wherever you have a team, you also need a leader, no? Both are key components. You might have a team, but then you don't have a good leader, then you still have a problem. Or you can have a good leader and then still have a bad team. That means you still are not moving anywhere. And therefore, both components become very important element in a business, that you need to understand that if you have people, um, those persons also require for us to be able to have somebody that is leading. We had a little video. I'm not sure if Tammy was able to upload it, but in this video, I want to share basically what are some of the elements in a team, no? Okay, Tammy says she was unable to um to upload it at this time, but I will still continue until the video comes on stream, or you will be able to see the video by yourself. But I just wanted to explain that the video highlights elements of people working together, how they can achieve um, things that they were not able to achieve alone. Okay, so this is important in a team. Now, very important, I know that many of you, we sometimes believe that um, leaders or successful people sometimes are there sitting down there, meanwhile others are doing the work. And I don't think that is right, no? Many people that become successful business people. Okay, here's the video.
It's smarter to travel in groups.
Okay, so what you saw there in the video was basically many of the animals working together to achieve or defend themselves, no? The same thing happens with business. You can be a person that is isolated in your business, and maybe what you can achieve alone is going to be difficult. um, Also, you know that many times you're affected by regulations from the government or even the environment around. You need to work along with other business people in order for you to be able to achieve things that are going to help you in the business. And what I was mentioning also was that many times we believe that successful people sometimes are there sitting down there, and then things just happen, and it is not like that. Many successful people are the ones working very hard, that when they achieve something, I mean, the worst thing that you can do is sit down around, no? I believe that it requires more work, until you have reached the stage that you can say that your business is very stable, that your business is achieving what you wanted to achieve, no? So it is important that you recognize the hard work that each and every individual person participating in this training as business people. You have a lot of work that you have done before. You are doing a lot of work doing during, and also work that you need to do after, in order for your business to be able to reach to the point that you desire. No? So to make um, business, um, many people basically have to work together in order to make their business grow. And many times there are many elements that you need to combine in order to be able to achieve um, those process. No, if anybody is in the coops or the cooperative business, you realize that also many times you form groups or join with other people because you realize that there are things that you cannot do alone. And this is the spirit of um, being able to um, um, grow your business. We also know that many times it's not so easy working in groups or working with other people, especially if they don't have the same vision that you have. You end up frustrated, no? So it is very important, yes, form groups. Yes, it's important to work in cooperatives and in formalized groups, uh, but you also need to know that there are challenges in working in groups, no? And I think that's why many people become scared of working in groups. So it is precisely in this ideal of growth the need to consider the work of all those involved in the company that arises the team and the thematic human resource. Okay. I would tell you from experience that working with people is the most difficult aspect of a company, uh, an organization, a business, because there are many things that you need to consider within the human resource. But once you are able to take and understand this complex nature, and then you use the potential and you use the what people bring within their capacity, and once you organize those things, then it becomes very easy because people already know what they're required to do, and therefore you end up having a very good win-win situation, no? But I of course the that element requires that you have some knowledge of managing people. So also, it is very important that when you're in a business, you have to form partners or that level of partnership. Of course, there are many people that sometimes you would want to join, but it is not convenient to work with everybody that just comes and offers you that I want to work with you. You have to be clear that there are a certain amount of persons based on the uh, valued proposition that you made according to your product and customer. It is important that you recognize that you need to work with strategic partner, which means that you have to select clearly the amount of persons that you can work with, the amount of businesses or the amount of partners that you are willing to work with, which will create a positive impact along what you have developed already in the valued proposition. Remember, when we spoke about the valued proposition canvas, in here you're matching the type of products, the benefits that your product offers, the experience, the features, to that of the customer, all their wants, their needs, and their fears. When you make a good combination of those, then it becomes more easier to see what are some of the elements, and therefore what are some of the partners that you can work along with. No, of course these partners can be of different category, but it is important that this partnership has to do a lot with someone that has similar interests as you have in relation to your business. No, and of course, as you can see from that table, there are many partners. Sometimes you don't work only with one person, you work with many. You work with suppliers, you work with financial institutions, you work with people that help you maybe process the product that you're providing, provides you elements that you use for packaging of your product, different things. So it is important also to recognize that that partner is an important element of your business. Missing one partner basically can also affect the entire value chain of your business. Okay, therefore, it is important that you establish good partners. Of course, that good partnership are established um, many times because they have confidence in you and you have confidence in them. Don't Many people that sometimes don't have confidence in their partners, what do? They sign an agreement. So this is an important element in a partnership, that you have to be clear. If you don't trust your partner, you have to establish a good agreement, and that agreement needs to spell out what is the expectations that you have, and what is the expectation that your partner has. There is a saying that says, white man lie, black man lie, black and white no lie, which means that you have to have a good agreement in order to be able to establish those types of partnership. In many communities, sometimes partnership are established with a handshake, and that's it, that seals the deal. But in today's world, many of the type of partners are done through contracts, and they lay out very important how do you handle those contracts. So it's important that you understand when you sign a contract. I know from experience that many people don't like to enter in contracts because they become scared of maybe being what is called liable, and it means that you're thinking behind your back that you might not fulfill the requirements. But to me, working with many institutions, those agreements are very good in that they lay out what is expected of you, and then what you expect from the other um, um, person, entity, or business that you're making an agreement. Okay. Um, it is important that, as I mentioned, there is a flow in the process of all filling out the Canvas C, and therefore, I think when it was shared with the expectation that while you go and develop the different trainings, you're able also to understand more easier why is it that some of those blank spaces are left there, and then becomes more easier for you to fill out. Okay. Um, it is important that you understand that the component of resources in the canvas is is an element that is related to the cost or the financial implication that it has, the financial results that you're expecting in that area that is left for resources, which is related to the organizational capacity. As I was mentioning, so when you're developing a business, um, many people believe that many times Um, because you don't have the resources to pay, sometimes the business owner is also the person that is managing the business, that is also doing the work in the business. And therefore, you have to recognize that at the initial stage of a business, this is important. But as the business moves along, you have to bring in more people to be able to expand the in the areas. It is important also that people that are managing business, sometimes they get very involved, which is very good because then they know what are some of the elements and limitations that the business have, and therefore they can make good decisions of where do they require the most amount of work. No, of course, in Belize, it is we see a lot of business run by families, where the families usually are the ones managing the managers or the administrative part of the business, while they also hire to do the other operational tasks to other people, which is very important. But where do you see yourself currently with your business? Do you see yourself working alone, or and also planning everything? That was a question. Where do you see yourself? Another question for you is, do you prefer to be with people executing these tasks? Um, it is important that you understand that in the organizational capacity, they reach a time in which the person starting the business now becomes also as part of the leader, guiding um, people that are coming within their business to be able to execute important tasks within the organization. Also, I think if you understand many current business, um, you will understand that when you bring people to operate within your organization and your business, you have to have the ability to select very good your your people. No one will be as committed as you to be able to take your business from one level to the next. Many times people become frustrated because they hire people, and sometimes those people maybe only want a job. They would work 8 to 5, and they don't have the passion that you might have, or that you would want to see people working 24 hours because you want the business to be successful. It is very rare to encounter people like that, and therefore it is also important that when you hire people, you really understand what is their role within the organization. You also have to be realistic that there exist rules um, of engaging people. That is the rules of the country relating to labor, no? How much hours a person needs to work during the day, how you also need to treat those persons, what is the salary that you need to pay them. All those things are regulated by the law. So it is important, no, that you understand this component. What is the level of engagement and alignment of the team and the business purpose? It is important that when you bring people to your business, you are able to work with the persons that have the ability to see the vision that you have as a business person. Not everybody has the ability to see um, um, the purpose that you are trying to aspire. There are many times that sometimes people that manage a lot of people become frustrated because many of the workers or individuals operating sometimes don't see the big picture. Okay, I always tell people that at least a worker needs to see that small business are providing employment for them. The more they work towards that the business becomes successful, they it's better that their job is more secured. If they don't see at least this element, then you will have people just trying to work or do a certain amount of work, and that's it, and then return home and then expect a pay. Okay, they don't see the big picture, what the business is intending to do in the big picture. Okay, so I don't know how many have had this type of experience, but it's important that many times when you bring people to your business, you are the one that is supposed to be educating your team. Don't expect or don't leave room that they do their own interpretation. It forms part you as a business owner or the leader. You have to guide many people. Don't just make assumptions. Also, when you bring people to work, they have to know their responsibility. Many times, businesses might hire people and you are expecting them to perform a certain amount of tasks, but sometimes no one is there explaining to them. That is why many businesses develop very clear term of references for their employees. I know it is not a practice many times in small business because sometimes they don't have the documentation or the procedures in place, but it is expected that the person that is the owner, that is the leader in that organization, is the one that provides those type of description to the people. Also, it is important that you understand what are some of the talents each person is bringing to your organization. I don't believe that there is a person without any talent. There are, everyone has a talent, but sometimes when you bring people in your organization, it takes a little bit of time to understand what are the things that they are talented to do. And once you discover those talents, you're able to use it towards um, them to be able to impact your business. So this is very critical. It's not so easy to determine their talents, especially when you're advertising for anybody just to come into your organization. That's why many organizations develop certain level of specialty in determining the skills and talents of people within their organization. So let us see a video called Capacity Building.
Your purpose is crystal clear. Promote the safety, permanency, and well-being of children. The most effective way to get it done? That may be less clear until you look at it through the lens of capacity building. Capacity building is a strategic process. It's how organizations grow and develop. When you build capacity in these key areas, you increase your ability to serve. And it's much more doable than you'd think. The Child Welfare Capacity Building Collaborative is here to support your efforts. Our specialized services empower you to dig in, dive deep, and realize a healthier, stronger system. You'll assess what you're able to do and how you do it. Identify what you'd like to be doing and what you need to get it done. Then make it happen, while building critical knowledge and skills to keep it going on your own. Even small changes can make a substantial impact. Organizations that build capacity are proactive and able to navigate challenges for a more efficient, effective system overall, the results of which are very easy to see. Learn more about how the Child Welfare Capacity Building Collaborative can support you. Visit capacity.childwelfare.gov.
Okay, so it is important that you understand that when you when you have an organization, you yourself need some level of capacity building in order to be able to increase your organizational capacity, which means that many times you recognize your limitations and therefore you would then find a way in which you can solve. Many times you don't know how to do something and then you seek help in order for you to be able to learn. That is what is called capacity building. So therefore, this is one of the elements that we have here. We recognize that many businesses require a capacity building so that they can be able to influence the organizational capacity that they have. Many of the organizational capacity also is not only necessary training, but you can also share experience. You can bring other people that have had similar businesses and they can tell you where they went wrong, what they did good in order for their businesses to become successful. You can also have some level of mentorship, which means that you have people with more experience that you have, and then they can guide you whenever you're going to do key important decisions. They are able to tell you, do this, do that. Also, you have sometimes magazine or you have videos where people share their insights. It is important that many times people would say, if I would have known this before, I wouldn't have done it, or if I would have known this, I would have done it long time. So those insights help you a lot, and I believe there are people that are very successful that sometimes share their experience for free, and their insights is very critical. You also, I believe, this is the method where many of us learn, and it is by our mistakes. We did it once, we failed. We did it again, we failed, and like that, and then you are adjusting. I believe many people have made a lot of mistakes before reaching and being able to be where they are right now. There's also others that is what is called the standard procedure, or there is already people that have written about a specific business and they already know how to do it. I always tell people, whatever you are thinking that you're developing new, there are many countries or parts of the world where people already have done it, and sometimes we don't know, but they already have established how to do things to the best, and those sometimes are already established either through standards or either through um, 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 guidelines that you can read online. And also, um, there are already methods that people already have established in order for them to become more efficient. it is important that when we speak about efficiency, we are speaking that you want to make use of your material, your resources, your equipment, your infrastructure. You want to use it to the best so that they can be able to produce the best results. Okay, so we are going to see one video relating to organizational efficiency, and then you can also be able to share your experience from this video. So, so from the video, I believe that you understood how many times you might feel as an individual running an organization, a business, that you wanted to move, that but then you have to deal with different people, no? Different people within your organization and different people outside of your organization. So, and you're always going to have, but it is important for you as a leader to be able to understand and know what do you do in each of the circumstances. As you can see, there are times that leaders also need to stand up and establish, need to do what they need to do, or make key important decisions so that their organization and business can move forward. I think the video makes it more clear. So, in order for us to summarize this course, we we saw many elements from the team, that you need to have very good team. You need to have very good leaders. You need to establish also that you need to make use of your resources um, very efficiently. You also need to be able to develop capacity building. If you know you don't know it, you find assistance of how you can be able to do it, and that is going to help to that your organization develops more capacity. Okay, so I don't know if you want to be able to to comment on some of the lessons learned that we saw from the video, and like that, or you have any questions, we can be able to answer it while we share this. I also know that while I comment and share these videos, there are many thoughts that come to your mind. So if you have any question, let us raise the questions, and then we can be able um, to guide you how to be able to include more elements from your business that you are observing based on this training for today. Any questions? Okay, I see there a comment that unity is very critical. Yes, well, you saw from one of the videos that it is good to have unity, but then also that unity they are doing something to move forward. Okay, like I am sure many of you have had the experience of old people in Belize that they say, while you are resting, can you do this for me? And they put you to do a task because many old people did not like to see you just sitting around there without doing anything. So and that's a good application, no? While you rest, you are doing something. While you are thinking, you also need to know and strategize how your business can move forward. And I think that is, always have to be on the move, no? Never stop, because the moment you stop, the momentum stops. Any other question or comment? Okay, very important. Communication and networking. Yes, many many times problems are generated because people don't communicate properly, and communicating means that you have a good person that is very clear on what he's supposed to say, and then the other person has a good understanding of what he is hearing, and then the channels that you use to communicate is very important. It cannot be distorted, it cannot be through other persons. It has to be straight to the point on people. Yes, I also see a comment there in relation to partners. Of course, it's important to have very good partners. I always tell people, the more good persons you know, the better you can propagate your business. If you meet the wrong people, then you might not have a business, because sometimes we believe there are other people criticizing your business and then trying to destroy your business. So it is important to be able to find good partners that are willing to share your business. And many businesses sometimes is very much known because you have the right person sharing the right information. Yes. Yeah, it is important to work collectively. I do agree with with with, um, with Mr. Juan Lara, and that is one of the biggest challenges that many times we have in Belize. That we have had many bad experiences with groups, and that people sometimes don't want to work, and they have their reasons, no? But I strongly believe that if you are able to group people that are willing to work with you, you have a good opportunity of moving faster. Yes, I know many people sometimes you cannot only concentrate in doing one type of product or service. I believe that, from experience, I have seen, even though even farmers producing a specific product within their hand, they have many products in their hand, because some people want to know even how those products are produced, and that's also a product, a service by itself, no? I think many people have seen some of the business that are well established. They will take you through a tour, and you can learn how some of their products are generated. And then when you come out of the installation, you want to buy a product. See, you have two things there. You have a service, and also you have a product. And therefore, you cannot only depend on one element. You need to diversify. You need to provide as much type of activities that can be able to generate an income, and then the production of that product can become more stable or more known. I think that's a good strategy, no? So yes, you always need people that are working towards the same goal and mission. It is difficult to find, but it is not rare, and it becomes important for you guys to be able to identify people with similar goals, and for you to be able to group those people and then work together to achieve a goal. So I guess from this, we have read and also share. If there is any more information, you can find more information in from the Google Classroom, and you can also find additional PDF and documentation there. So therefore, I give you thanks for joining in this training. If you have any additional question, you can post it, and of course, we are going to provide a feedback on those questions that you raise. Thank you very much. I turn to you, Sergio.
Thank you guys for today's session. Thank you, Carlos. Thank you for another successful day, day 7 of the ideation training on organizational capacity. Keeping that in mind, please remember that next session is this Thursday. We'll be having day 8 of the ideation training, and it will be on identifying our key resources, right? Andrea, I saw that you was trying to reach the office. You can email us at agri.incubatoragriculture.gov.bz, or just leave us a message on the Telegram channel, right? And then, or you can also, I'm not sure if you have this number, 804-2079. You can also call that number, right? But leave us an email and we'll get back to you. Also, guys, please remember to sign the attendance sheet. The link has been provided. It's very important. If you have any issues doing so, please indicate in the chat box and we will have that. I will include you in the attendance for today's session. Also, remember to visit Google Classroom. All the information for tonight's session is there, including the videos and all the other material that have been covered up to now, right? You can access all previous content, all previous videos. They're all uploaded at the Google Classroom, right? So please remember to visit that as well, right? Also, please remember that you can send your Model C canvas, your draft. You can send us at the email provided, agri.incubator@agriculture.gov.bz. And we're going to take a look at it and provide feedbacks, right? Please note that this draft that you're sending right now will not be used for the selection process, right? It's just a draft. We'll provide any feedback so that when you submit your final Model C canvas, then you have a very strong one that can be used for the selection criteria, right? Um, guys, also note that we'll be sharing as well the selection criteria to you guys. We'll be discussing that in our subsequent sessions so that you're aware what we're looking for. Um, and like I said, please remember to send that Model C canvas so that we can consider your draft, right? With that said, guys, if you have any more questions, please email us. Please indicate in the chat box and we'll get back to you. Please comment in the Telegram channel as well and we'll get back to you. Carlos, thank you very much for tonight's session. It was very informative. And thank you all guys for being present. And I hope to see you all here on Thursday. This week, Thursday, it's going to be day 8 of the ideation training and it's going to be on identifying our key resources. So, guys, once again, thank you very much. If you have no further questions, I see you here on Thursday.